You ever have one of those days where one good thing happens and then suddenly it feels like everything else starts falling into place? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today, all based on a really cool reflection from life coach Rahul George. He makes the case that winning isn't just a one-off event. No, it's a force, a kind of energy that can set off this incredible chain reaction in your life.
And this question, this gets right to the heart of it. Can one single moment of success, one little win, really be the domino that tips everything else in your favor? According to this idea, the answer is a big, resounding yes. So here's the core principle, laid out plain and simple. Winning isn't random, it's magnetic. The very act of achieving something, anything, creates an energy that actively pulls more victories right to you. It's almost like its own kind of gravitational force.
Okay, so if winning is magnetic, what's the deal with the magnet? How does this pull actually work in the real world? Let's unpack that right now. I want you to think for a second about the pure energy of a massive sporting event, something like the T20 World Cup. Even if cricket's not your thing, you can imagine that electric feeling of victory in the air, right? That sensation, that pure energetic buzz of a win, that's the fuel for this whole entire process. See, a win doesn't just stay in its lane. Not at all. Maybe you get a promotion at work, and then, out of nowhere, you find the confidence to finally start that health kick. Or maybe you improve your relationships. It's this incredible ripple effect that just spreads outward, touching totally different parts of your life.
But here's the thing, this isn't magic, it's psychology. That magnetic pull of winning, it starts inside your own head. So let's explore that internal shift that makes it all possible. Let's talk about the winner's mindset. And this is a really crucial distinction here. A winner's mindset isn't just about thinking positively. It's about consciously stopping to feel the win, to be totally present with that sensation of success. That one act of awareness, that's what starts to rewire your whole perspective on everything. This breaks a kind of vague idea into a really clear, repeatable cycle. Look, it starts with a win, doesn't matter how small. Then, and this is key, you consciously soak in that feeling. That awareness creates a real mindset shift. And then finally, that new mindset, that becomes the very magnet that pulls in your next victory. Now, what happens when you take this internal mindset and you plug it into a group? Well, it gets supercharged. A supportive community can amplify this whole effect exponentially, turning individual wins into this huge wave of collective momentum. And the source actually gives us a powerful, real-world example of this. It comes from a program for healers and coaches, and in it, the speakers saw exactly how this magnetic principle plays out when people get together with that shared goal of growth. And this really shows what makes a community like that so powerful. It's not just some meeting, It's a space where people show up consistently. They actively support each other. They create a safe environment for real growth. And that becomes the fertile ground for some profound transformation, not just for one person, but for everyone in the group. This quote just drives home the power of the group, doesn't it? When you're in a community like this, seeing someone else's victory honestly feels like a win for you, too. That shared success creates this feedback loop of gratitude and inspiration that just lifts everybody up. So, we have individual wins and we have community wins. But how does all this scale up? How does this journey of stacking up small victories eventually lead to a life of real, tangible purpose? 3+ years. You see that number, and it isn't just about time. It's about consistency. The speaker shares his own journey of showing up every single day to record his thoughts. Each day wasn't some giant leap, but it was a small win, a single act of consistency that just compounded day after day. And you can actually see how that momentum built on itself. What started as these long live shows gradually sharpened and evolved into the focused reflections he produces today. It wasn't about having some perfect grand plan from day one. It was about letting the momentum from those small, daily wins guide the whole thing. And this is where it all comes together. Those small daily actions, that gradual evolution, it all sharpened into a very clear mission: to serve a specific community of people on their own journey. The small wins literally built the foundation for a much, much larger purpose. Okay, so we've seen the theory, the mindset, the power of community. But the real question is, how do you actually apply this? How do you go out and find your next victory? It all comes down to this really powerful chain reaction. Start with one small win.
Then consciously cultivate that winning feeling. Find a community to amplify it. And then just let that momentum guide you toward your larger purpose. Ultimately, this isn't just some neat idea to think about. It's a challenge to act on. If this magnetic effect is real, then the only question that really matters is this one. What small, achievable victory will you create for yourself right now? What is the first domino you're going to push?